Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. So, the conversation between RJ and Ridge, I understood where Ridge is coming from as far as Eric is concerned. RJ was like, hey, we can't just sit there and just kind of mosey Eric on down to retirement or whatever. Like, he still has great ideas. We still got to respect him. The dude is literally the founder of this company. We're not just going to sit there and just push him aside. And Ridge is like, that's not what I'm doing. But there's a process here. And we can't sit there and stop what we're already doing to have them work on something else that Eric is doing. That's just not how business is done. So when he explained it that way, and that's my whole thing. The first time he was sitting there talking to um, Eric, he did give more the impression like, oh, come on now, let us sit there and handle this. You could sit there and go play pickleball, golf, or whatever you old people play or whatever. It's like he did try to make it seem like he was just practically, in a lot of ways, putting him out the pasture. But when he explained it to RJ, I'm like, well, if you just would have sat there and explained it to Eric that same way, I don't think he would have had a reason to sit there and be that angry and felt that dismissed by his own son. Now, RJ gets back to the house, to granddad's place. Granddad's place, oh my god. He gets back down to Eric's place, and RJ gave Eric like a little tablet or whatever, but he didn't know how to use it. And his hand, he keeps acting up because he can't really draw and stuff. So, Eric is kind of feeling down about the whole thing, and RJ just gives him that pep talk, and he's just that's the type of pep talk most people need. Okay, I need that pep talk when I wake up in the morning. I'm about to go to work. Okay, because there's a lot of times I'm just like, just don't know. I don't know if today's today. I feel like dealing with these people. I need RJ right there to be like, yo, you can do it, and just give me that real good rah 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 energy. Meanwhile, you got fans that they're telling Lee that Steffi's left the country at this point. Not left town, just left the country. And of course, Lee understands, and she's upset about Sheila. And of course, I'm pretty sure Lee's like, remember that one time where Sheila was gonna die, and it just was like, hey, let me sit there and play doctor and save her life. Kind of wouldn't be having this talk right now. She just would have already kicked the bucket, right? Yeah. But they talk about that, and of course they talk about Liam, and Leah's just not happy about that. And fans are like, oh, we got history, we got a family together, and it was like, well, technically speaking, Liam also has a family with Steffi too. Just throwing it out there. You got that going on. You got Dollar Bill back, finding out that Liam's marriage imploded, and asking him, hey, do you think you can sit there and get Hope one more chance? And Liam gives the same acidine reason that he's been giving throughout this entire show so far. If it was anybody except for Thomas, so if it was the mailman down the street, that would have been totally cool. We would have been like, hey, we can work it out. Thomas, okay. And of course talks about Steffi. Why it's like, hey, that's not the only reason why you didn't sit there and forgive her, right? Remember that? Oh, you got feelings for Steffi? So you talk about that. Um, Brooke and Ridge are in the office, and there's a point where Brooke is not there looking for something to staple some stuff, and Ridge goes to Eric's desk and hands her a stapler and looks at the desk and just envisions Eric being there and thinking about the conversation that he had and thinking about it from Eric's point of view. You know, Going out the whole stapler was more of a metaphor for just kind of just, hey, come on now, you're good. You could just go out there and just do stuff or try to keep up with Donna or something. I don't know. Figure it out. Now, it's going to be interesting when Ridge does find out about Eric's hand, about the fact that RJ kept it from him, and how they going to sit there and work that line into there, you know? Like he said, people can't just sit there and stop working on a certain clothing line to just jump over to something else, because then that stops the production of one thing. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. It's pretty sure going to be interesting. Maybe we're gonna have some sort of face off between RJ and Thomas to sit there and see who's the better drawer. Being an artist and stuff like that is a rarity. Not everyone can sit there and do that. Like literally, not everyone can sit there and do that. That's not just it's a skill. It's almost like a superpower at that point. So should be interesting. Also, I heard at some point they're gonna sit there and give him a new love interest. Like they're actually gonna get a new character on the show. Kind of excited to be honest. I mean, they don't really do new characters anymore. I mean, I know the budget isn't the best, not like before, but they gotta try something. You gotta start rotating characters or something. This is ridiculous. Anyway, I feel like that's about it. With that being said, I'm gonna go now. If I missed anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I will be sitting here talking about all the shows, Y&R, Days, B&B, and of course GA. So if you are a B&B fan, definitely come through because I love to talk about B&B as well. I know I do put a lot of posts about GH and stuff. It's mostly because a lot of GH people come in. But if people come in and you want to sit there and talk about B&B, I definitely put that up there. If I have more, definitely a lot more B&B fans to come through, then I'll definitely start changing around the posters a little bit as far as, the question of the night, put up a B&B or Days or something like that. So it just really kind of depends on how many people also show up for the B&B stuff. But either way, I'm definitely going to be talking about B&B tonight. So with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.